Aloha, friends and neighbors. Roland Frost here, Kona astrologer, environmentalist. And I'm going to do show 1073 for you. I'm going to get through the sky mirror because I want to talk about Neptune. I'm clear back here on June 1st, talking about the way reality is for you a month down the line. Ha ha ha. But after doing this for 50 years, you know, when I just dive into where the planets are, and I'm kind of there. So you just had a Neptune station a week ago, and you have had a lot of symptoms of Neptune. Tezcatlipoca. I had a lot to say about it. Friday the 23rd, recovering from the 23rd to the 2nd of July, and Friday night, at 4:32 p.m., there's a new moon at 3 Cancer. Tends to trine Neptune a bit. 3 Cancer is a cardinal. Cancer is a cardinal water sign. So this is a good planting moon the next 2 weeks after this. And let's see what else. Mars and Venus are still in a wide sextile, 60 degrees, but they're stretching it to 63, 64, 65. And the romance is slowly waning away, so don't be surprised. Neptune stationed a week ago. Oh boy, I had a lot to talk about. A lot of strange things have happened. The toilet valve won't stop dripping. That's Neptune. Spilling little things is Neptune. Anyway, what's it like for you? Well, it's a weird time. It's a very strange two-sided coin, because see the trine, sextile, sextile. Neptune is taking all sextiles and trines. Oh, Neptune, good, good, good. Amazing music. Tezcatlipoca, Neptune, Pisces here, is doing great. The sun's in trine, especially at the end of your next week, sets it all off a bit. Venus is there. Here's the Venus-Mars sextile, see? Little dotted blue line. Saturn's trining Uranus and helping out. The other side of this is Pluto and Jupiter and Mars are on a T-square. See the red right triangle? Yeah, squares are obstacles. Oppositions are fights. Mars is going to fight with Pluto. Towards the end of your next week, it'll be exact, because Mars is 12 to 19. And Pluto's at 18. So we're talking about not this coming weekend for you, but the next weekend, they'll be exactly opposed. And there'll be fights. And the police, I wouldn't be a policeman then. Mars is going to attack you guys. Or you're going to attack Mars and wish you hadn't. Jupiter's over here, making it worse. The lawyers, the professors, the wise men, the papered credentials looking the other way. So you got a T-square. Once a week, you're going to feel that tension and anger. You got wonderful sextiles and trines, almost religious romance. So that's why it's a two-headed coin this coming time for you. Let's go through it day by day. I'm just going to run the moon around the edge, and it goes all the way around in about 30 days. But it goes through your one day in about 12 degrees. And when it does, it makes angles to these other planets. And these give us the mood of the times. So if you're on the Thursday show on the 22nd, the moon's in Gemini, you know, it feels good. There's a lot of mirth around from Jupiter. But Friday morning, here's the opposition to Saturn. You're not going to like authority. The red lights are going to be on. Everybody's delayed. Saturn, the great malefic, the bad guy. Everybody doesn't like him. Shit's happening. Friday morning, the 23rd. Along comes Uranus at noontime after lunch. And there's some Quetzalcoatl, some Uranus, some brotherhood. In la catch, I am another you. Yes, a philosophy of the mind will triumph. We're in the age of Aquarius. Okay, well, there's a flash of it in the middle of Friday, but, Friday, maybe just before lunch. Here's a square to Chiron. We don't feel like helping anybody anyway. Friday, 4 o'clock, here's the new moon. Good time to start again. New moon in Gemini, or in Cancer. It's all about the ocean and fish and Neptune, ocean, liquids. You're going to learn some new things. So make your new starts then. The next couple of days after Friday at 4 o'clock, you'll set a pattern for the whole month. Now the moon's in Cancer, cardinal signs, and that means it's going to set off that T-square. And you can see it here. Look at that. Look at the angles to everything. It's hard to decipher. There's so many aspects. Let's give it a try. Saturday starts here at 2 a.m. So just before lunch, whoa, here's a conjunction to Mars. We're all feeling like we're the soldiers. Get 'em, well, testosterone. I would take it easy Saturday. Tell Mars to take it easy. Mars is the lesser benefic. Saturn's the great benefic. Mars is the lesser benefic. Maybe we should let them fight. Here's soldiers going after the guys in the suits and ties. But this is, there's going to be some road rage kind of stuff going on here. The square to Jupiter, we're overdoing it. That starts it in a way. Pumps it up. Oh, everybody wants too much. And then, here's the opposition to Pluto. If the police comes, there's going to be a fight. Even if the police don't come, here's territoriality. Here's your reptile mind going into high gear. Flight or fight. And there's going to be a lot of that. And maybe some fires. Fires and fights and Mars. This is all about Mars. Now it lightens up. Here's the sextile to Venus. The girl shows her face about dinner time Saturday, and there's some sweets. And maybe Venus can calm down Mars, get him out of his road rage. Testosterone wave. We'll see. Could wind up with some sexy, loving stuff here Saturday night, if you haven't done too much damage through the first part of Saturday. Moon still in Cancer Sunday, right through the middle of the day. And about just before lunch, here's a square to Uranus. We don't like them homeless people and all of those science types. No. And after that, an hour or two after that, here's a trine to Chiron. But we got to help people. We need to help folks. Moon leaves Cancer and goes into Leo Sunday afternoon. And starts to feel pretty good. Here's the sextile to Jupiter. Monday morning between breakfast and lunch. There's optimism, wisdom. The lawyers and professors say everything is going fine. And it kind of relaxes everybody a little bit as you go through middle of Leo. Monday night late. This is actually Tuesday morning. Here's Saturn. Ugh. But he's helping everybody. All the lights are turning green. The politicians say, yeah, go ahead. Here's the North Node. Oh, goody. But there's some enlightenment here. With Uranus. Here's the Sun in sextile to Uranus. So, Tuesday, you could have some ideas that are very practical, very settling. Moon shifts into Virgo in the middle of Tuesday. The vibes all change. As you go into Wednesday, the middle of the day, here's the opposition to Neptune. Ugh. Floods, bad smells, priest, artists, doctors, phonies. A lot of people are, Years ago, I went on a big thing when I discovered that all the psychic stuff was just telepathy. I say just, but because they all think, they're psychics, they're talking to angels, and it's Neptune. Tezcatlipoca wears a mask just like the Lone Ranger. You got to unmask him to find the real Neptune. Anyway, confusion, delusion. Don't drink. Here comes Mars, the hero, though. And in the evening of Wednesday, there's sports, or there's football, or there's the heroes are out and they're loose. And Venus here now is 5, almost 7, 8 degrees away from the sextile. So at first everybody feels randy and sexy, and then Wednesday, as you go into the evening. In the morning of Thursday, early, start to feel sexy, and Venus is accommodating. And this might be your last chance to get some of that romance. Wednesday night, Thursday morning. Closes off before lunch. The moon squares Saturn. Ugh! I got to be on time. There's not enough money. The politicians are killing people. And it isn't helping. The moon opposes Chiron. And the politicians are shutting off all the wounded healers and the helpers in our society. Continues pretty much that feeling until the moon changes into Libra, which is late Thursday after dinner. And then you're in the Jupiter phase. As you go forward into Friday night here about 10 o'clock, the moon's going to go by Jupiter. And everybody wants too much. Get over it. That's my space. It's your space. It's my space. I've even labeled it road rage, because you remember that Mars is lined up exactly with Pluto. So here it is. It's Friday night. People get ticked off. They can't do what they want. Then they try to expand anyway. But this is time to, pull back, find a good hiding hole. If you feel, extra angry, hold it down. Ask yourself what you're protecting. And if you're out in the road someplace, look out. Shit is happening. Happen in your neighborhood. Happen in your home. If you're aware of it, makes it a little easier. Don't start that fire. Stay away from hots and sharps, knives and radical solutions and policing. Policing is Pluto is either hot or cold, and nothing in between. And by Saturday night and early Sunday morning, there's the moon's opposing Uranus from Libra to Aries, and screw the homeless people. We don't care. We're all having a big fight over here. And it started Friday night and went all through Saturday, and the people who are hurting are the screw science. Saturday night, July 1st. Uh-oh. Sunday the moon shifts into Scorpio. All feels differently. Yes, it's a fixed water sign, and it stabilizes things a lot on Sunday. Monday morning, here's the moon trining the sun and trining Neptune, and there's a spiritual, artistic. Now, you can get the good side of Neptune here. It just happens. But you got to watch the colors and the light and the sounds. You got to ignore the chainsaws from this Mars-Pluto thing. That's what's happening here today. And in between all the chainsaw noise and motor shit and people yelling, it gets quiet. And the little birds tweet. And you look over there and the sun's shining through the flower. And you've just got a hit of Neptune on the good side. Yeah. Monday morning. Life on planet Earth. Whoa, what an adventure. What a circus sometimes, huh?